This was shot using the DJI Action 4, and no, I didn't shoot it straight out of the box. There were some modifications done to it. So let me show you how you can make your DJI Action 4 look like this. Now, it's important to state that what makes something cinematic isn't just one thing, it's several things. It's lighting, it's composition, and it's a story that you're telling. You can do this with any camera that you have or any camera you can buy out there today. It's just that DJI Action cameras are so small and amazing for the price that you pay. Limitations, of course, being that you're stuck with a wide-angle lens and it's at a hyperfocal length. Having said that, what are some things that would help me get that bit of extra push to achieve an effect that closely resembles a cinematic look? The solution I found was to use filters. We use filters on lenses to achieve a certain look, a certain effect, and I said, why not do that with the Osmo Action 4 or 5 if you're using the Action 5. So for me to do that, I am using the Palouse 49mm filter adapter for the DJI Action cameras, and all that does is it fits right in front where the lens is. You've seen me talk about this when fixing the minimum focus distance with a close-up filter. We're going to do that in a bit, but what we're trying to solve is we're trying to soften up that digital look. The image quality on this is pretty sharp and actually pretty good, but we don't want that. We want it to have a more softer, slightly lower sharpness, lower contrast look to it. And we achieve that by using a mist filter. What I'm using is a K&F black diffusion filter. It's the 1/4 strength filter. What this allows me to do is reduce the sharpness, because even on the lowest setting, it is still pretty sharp, right? It also gives us that glow to lights, that halation effect. So that's the first thing we're doing there. There we go. Now from here, if you want to fix the minimum focus distance, you can proceed to stack filters and use the close-up filter +2, which I've been using. And you can stack that in front of the mist filter, the diffusion filter. So it's going to look a bit chunky. You got this nice front element right here now. There we go. So this is what it ends up looking like, right? So we've addressed the look in terms of like that soft look, the contrast, the sharpness. We also fixed the minimum focus distance if you need that. You don't always, it's not always the case. Now, the last step is to add motion blur. So we need a variable ND filter for that. At this rate though, you cannot use this setup on the wider FOVs. The edges of the filters are going to show up. And if you use dewarped, that's not a problem. It's not a problem as long as you don't have fast panning motions where the stabilization kicks in. Because once the stabilization kicks in, it's going to show up on the edges of your shot. Dewarped with nice smooth movement, this should work. Now, if you do want to use a lower shutter speed and get that motion blur, you're going to add another adapter to it, which in this case is a 49-67, so that I can use a larger filter thread so that it doesn't show up in the shot. Now, take note, you can actually go from the 49mm, the Palouse 49mm, you can go from that straight to this so that you can use larger filters. But in my case, I don't have a larger diffusion or close-up filter. So this will really make my setup chunky, beefy. So from there, I can use this So what I have here is a variable ND, an ND22400, which is a K&F brand, and that would allow me to set it up like so. So in the end, it does look a bit ridiculous because you've got this chunky setup right here, right? But it actually works. So this allows you to get motion blur, this allows you to reduce the minimum focus distance, this allows you to reduce the sharpness. And that's how we got the footage in the start. Personally though, I wouldn't recommend that setup. I would stick to this setup because all I need is the reduced sharpness and the minimum focus distance. I'm good with that. I don't need to fix the shutter speed because if I do move around, we do get that jittery effect. So yeah, that's how I achieved those shots. This is my setup. I'd like to know if you're using a similar setup. You know, comment down below if you're using a different setup or if this helped at all or if it's no help. Let me know, comment down below. See you in the next video.